Okay, so here we have technology who was actually patented by Nicholas Tesla in 1886, but by Westinghouse, the full manufacturer of AC current and distribution system. I believe it was in 1896 or 93 when Westinghouse bought it. People can check it out. But we have the technology for over 140 years. The same technology, just look a little different, but pretty much the same technology inside. Since day one, Westinghouse, when he bought the patent, he wants to make sure no one will know how to amplify energy. Amplification cannot be calculated with numbers, can only be manifest, correct? Because that's what we see. Radiation is something that would appear and disappear when you turn it off. Cold radiation is not, it's the other side of the spectrum of the hot radiation. Hot radiation, you could not turn it off when you activate hot radiation. This thing is totally safe, but you still have a lot of voltage and a lot of potential. So we still have to be careful to work with those cans. Is a lot of voltage, thousands and thousands of volts. Right now we're feeding at 14,000 volts. We're jumping 14,000 volts across those two cans. I have to produce 14,000 volts with one can by feeding into the low end and bouncing up the other can. That's 14,000 volts I'm making with 120 volts and 2,800 watts. So just as if you think about tuning in all that stuff, and you will be able to produce enough energy with a small amount of energy in, produce enough to run your house. Well, why we don't know? No one told us that 100 years ago, 120 years ago. We could be disconnected, have our own energy, each house have their own energy, each farm have their own energy, each industry have own energy, and remove all this wiring. This ugly wiring would cause cold radiation and people living beside it.
And each car, each plane,
each boat, no motor.
Everything could run on electricity.
Because they can make their power inside the vehicle. Because that's, if you think about it, that's exactly what you're doing with the vehicle. You're putting fuel in a tank, it goes into your motor, you start it, it creates energy by running. It's using the fuel in the tank to create horsepower. Well, electricity pretty much works the same ways. You got to feed him with something to energize those cans with a 60 hertz, and he will do the magnification all by itself. And that's what radiation is all about. So why are we paying electricity, and why suddenly we have no ground, no resistance in the earth anymore? We cannot use the earth as a ground. It's a false pretension. It's no resistance. I cannot light up anything with one wire with 120 volt and 100 amp on that wire and use the earth as a ground. So why call it the ground anymore? Let's call it a return line or a vacuum. It goes right back to the factory. We've been ripped off for at least 130 years, literally.
Yeah, apparently these measurements show us that the difference between one pole and the other pole show a loss of, 5%, 10% of the energy. So it seems that the energy company just need to produce 10% of what they are selling to us to maintain this on, which obviously mean that there's 90% of this energy that can be recycled and used, which is again another proof that we can generate over unity, and over unity is here, it's known, and it has been hidden from us since more than 100 years. And when you think about it, and when you think about how we are destroying the planet today, and how we need to invade countries to steal resources, and we need to kill billions and billions of people over the last 100 years just because we needed to take control of their resources, it's pretty disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. And I really hope if you have a little bit of humanity left in your soul, you will try to do something to bring this knowledge out. Prove us wrong. Just prove us wrong. Just replicate this and prove us and explain us how this is wrong, how we can't generate more energy output than input. Because I hear this for years and years and years. Newton said conservation of energy, conservation of energy. We talk about the knowledge that is like 300, 400 years old. And this law is still applying today. Are we sure of that? What do we try to prove this is wrong? And why those energy company knows about it? Why those energy company, like when we fill the tank, we are making a donation to those people. We are giving them our money. We're giving them our power. And what they do with that? They just keep the money, corrupt the whole system, the corporation, the government. We know that the government doesn't work for us. They're working for the people who pay the bill. We know that. If you have a little bit, just a tiny bit of humanity, you will know that they are not working for you. Look around you. Are you happy? Are you happy in the world you're living in? Are you happy in your life? Like, is it really the best thing that we can do, folks? Is it really the best thing that we can do for humanity? Like, just prove us wrong. Just say that we're saying bullshit. We're happy to answer those questions.
Or at least bring the same test to us and show where we're wrong. Where do we went wrong? Where the calculation is wrong? And we don't have cold radiation. You got to prove me cold radiation do not exist. Because so far, I'm the only one who's saying we have cold radiation. So anybody want to challenge that one? I'm up for that one, because we're living in a world of radiation. We're living in a world of linear communication. Each channel, hundreds of thousands of linear and channels. You cannot transmit one word, one data bit, if you cannot encode radiation on a wave. So if radiation is not important, we wouldn't have communication. Now, we've been working with cold radiation for a long time, and they all know about it. For example, cold laser for surgery is cold radiation. It's no other way. It's not hot radiation, it's cold radiation. I can cut, if I use the transformer and use the output, which I can show in my place, I get a double voltage transformer. I can bring the two wires together, and we can make it spark and cut. The insulation, the smoke, the smell is all there, and you remove that, you put your finger on it, and it's no radiation, no heat whatsoever. Now, cold radiation, if you go into an extreme cold, is just as powerful than hot radiation with not leaving any residue. When you turn the switch off, no more radiation. You turn the switch on, radiation comes up.
And it's already used in the industry. It's called plasma welding.
Plasma
welding is just expression, manifestation of cold radiation. And we already proven a lot of time it can bring heat, it can bring cool, we can do amazing things with it. We can fusion aluminium in a few seconds just with water, because water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. This is again cold radiation, implosion of energy, not an explosion of energy. The universe is bipolar. We are just focusing on the explosion. We never look for the implosion. This is showing an implosion radiation, and that's why it's absorbing radiant temperature. The radiant temperature is just the manifestation, the negative radiant temperature is the manifestation of an implosion energy, which is sucking the radiant energy. So guys, wake up. Wake up. We can't continue like that. If we have a little bit of humanity, if we just have a little bit of intelligence, we can't continue this split like this. We need to get rid of those guys. We need to make our own experience. We need to run on free energy, and we need to move forwards, because we can't continue like that.